Hello, hello, and welcome back for an episode that will likely be every bit as good as a murder-suicide. In Perfidious, Pete plays the Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Also, this episode may actually include a murder-suicide, now that I think about it. Grandpa and Ethan are the only two people left on this island still alive, so I have to assume that Ethan is going to try and wake the sleeper or put the sleeper back to sleep or whatever the hell it is he plans to do with the sleeper. He's going to try it. And that in order to stop him from succeeding, Grandpa is going to try and split Ethan's noggin with his bare hands like Captain America on a chunk of firewood at Hawkeye's house. It's not going to be pretty. And, of course, to stop him from going Captain America, Ethan's gonna wind up grabbing a set of hedge trimmers and shaping Grandpa into the world's goriest topiary sculpture, or stabbing him in the guts with a shovel and digging him like the Honey Smacks frog, something along those lines. It's definitely gonna be some murder involved. And then after the murder happens, Ethan will be he's gonna do whatever it is that he needs to do to either simultaneously wake or lull the sleeper. I honestly forgot which one it's supposed to be at this point. And it's going to result in like a messianic sacrifice because clearly Ethan is a holy noble creature and totally blameless. He's really a Christ figure. He's definitely not some idiot whose idle curiosity rounded him and his whole family up and sunk them into a giant otherworldly mess in the first place. No, don't blame Ethan. It's not his fault. Even, you know what? Now to think about it, it's not just his whole family that he completely fucked. It's, we have been over here actually. I thought we were going in a direction we hadn't been yet, but this is just the entrance to the mine that had the sealed door. Well, son of a bitch. But it just occurred to me that not only did Ethan just completely shit all over his whole family and ruin everything for them, but he's also shanghaied Paul Prospero into this. The kid is a freaking Walter White-esque doom magnet. Paul Prospero was, off minding his own business, being the world's greatest psychic detective and simultaneously the world's shittiest actual detective. And then this kid Ethan just sends him a letter and suddenly it's all, Prospero, it's time to sleuth. I'm telling you, this kid is a hazard. I think I may be glad when he's dead. Is he dead? I don't know. I don't even know what the hell we're supposed to do to find him. I thought we were making progress last episode because we got the whole Paul Prospero talks to himself in really weird, disjointed sort of film noir kind of commentary. But now we're back here and we got this going and there's nothing. I mean, this just leads back to like the big open area where we found the Blair Witch style sacrificial ring. All that was missing was a girl with snot dripping out of her nose. That's really all we needed. Oh, wait, are you? No. Okay. I thought that was like a lookout tower a la Firewatch, but definitely not. So what the hell am I supposed to be doing here, Ethan Carter? I mean, I know you pride yourself on being a totally open narrative game and that nothing is sort of handed to the player. You don't give many hints or anything. And I get it. It's a good aesthetic. I've been enjoying it so far, but yeah, maybe you've taken it a little too far. Maybe it's gone over the top a bit. And I mean, your graphics are beautiful, Ethan Carter. Don't get me wrong. You're a visually stunning game, but also wandering around in the woods like an asshole just trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. And maybe not the greatest experience. I mean, these woods are beautiful. The textures are so good, I actually feel like I'm getting poison sumac right now as we speak. It's actually part of the detriment, too. Fucking, I don't want poison sumac. It shit itches. Oddly enough, though, little known fact, Perfidious Pete, actually, I wouldn't know shit about poison sumac because I can't get it. I'm actually not allergic to, like, poison ivy, poison sumac, poison oak. I've never had them in my life. And that's despite, just rubbing poison ivy leaves on myself. It's just, I'm not allergic to the substance most people are allergic to with the poison ivy. It just doesn't work on me. I have an immunity. It's great. It's countered, of course, by, a deadly allergy to, like, mushrooms. So if you murder old Perfidious Pete, just feed him some good old-fashioned morel mushrooms. I'll blow it up and croak. I'll swell up like a Macy's Thanksgiving Day balloon and it just burst like that self-same overinflated balloon. All right, I guess we'll go back down to the mansion then. Where Ethan, so Ethan said that his whole goal is to like find this secret room and open it or close it or I don't know, start a fire in there or just get really shit-faced on lime vodka. We came up here to go into this house earlier and then didn't go into it. So let's complete our actual stated goal and freaking go into the house. I'm pretty sure we already interacted with everything in this dump though. Oh wait, is this door? Were you open before? It must have been open. Right, so this, if I recall from the puzzle, goes into the kitchen. Yes, okay, so there's nothing going on in the kitchen. We got to get back to the secret Grandpa Hides the Hooch room. And the Grandpa Hides the Hooch room was like over in this. We go here. And then it's a wardrobe. Shouldn't there be stairs that go up? I thought there were stairs that went up from that room. Well, we definitely have to go upstairs. That's a given. Secret hidden hooch. Aha! This is the hidden hooch room? Like around this corner, right? The hooch is hidden over here? No. Just a bunch of old, really filthy plates. This place is nothing. Man, the shaders and textures in this game are so good. Look at the light sources. It's really so good. Just wish Paul Prospero was maybe a little more interesting character. I wish they'd done as much work to flesh out Paul Prospero as they did fleshing out the sliders to make those visuals of this light coming into this window through the shadow look so good. They spent so much time on making the shadows perfect. Spent almost no time on making Paul Prospero not sound like an asshole. So this is the room then. This is it. This is where we found Ethan's secret diaries and journals, and this is just a pile of fucking books. This is nothing. We got there's nothing going on. What are we missing? Okay, let's analyze this critically for a moment. Let's put on our thinking cap. And yeah, somebody right now is like, Pete, isn't your thinking cap all moth-eaten and crusted with like layer upon layer of dust from disuse? Yes, thank you for reminding me that I'm kind of dumb. I appreciate your opportunities to denigrate me at every possible opportunity. I'd feel like maybe I was getting a little bit of an inflated ego if you weren't constantly here to knock me down a peg. I appreciate it. But still, let's put on our thinking cap. So far, this game has seemed very linear. For an open world game that doesn't give you any hints or clues or tell you what to do, we've effectively progressed from point A to point B to point C to etc. Profit. We've gone, and the last place we were where we had a story event happen was down at the bottom of this mine. So there must be, I'm thinking there's something down here maybe that we have missed. The game sort of lured me into a false sense of complacency that what we need to do is up here. I don't think it is. We have to have overlooked something down in this area. Is there any place down here we have not been? I mean, there's a huge chunk of the mansion that we haven't explored. We've only explored like a tiny bit of this building, right? The big power facility? Is that a power facility? I really don't know what to call this. Also, why did the Vandegriffs, my other question, why do they live at a hydroelectric dam? That seems real weird, right? Be like, oh, well, we're the Vandegrift family. Our fortune was built on this hydroelectric dam. This is where we made our money. Yeah, well, you don't have to build your house or live in it. That's weird. What are you, like Swiss Family Robinson? Sure, they're famous for a tree house, but they didn't have to live in it. They did, because they're kind of weird. They didn't have to. So there's like all this building over here. But it doesn't... The windows suggest that this building does not actually have an interior. No, this building does have an interior. How do we get in here? This is what we need to do then. We need to go in this place. Wait, those are just that's just the generators though. We've been in there. This building has an interior. It's all generators and we've been in it. Why can't door doesn't open? We haven't been over to the other side of the river though, because we can't get over there. Wait. Is that a word? One of the interactable words, or is that just a puddle of flowers? Pete, do flowers normally come in puddles? Hey, you call them whatever you want. I call groupings of flowers puddles. How do we get in this building? This building has an interior, so we're supposed to go in it. How do we get in there? This is where we saw the grisly murder. This is where the axe murder happened, right? Yeah, this is where the axe murder was. So can we go explore any part of this building that isn't involved in the axe murder? Because there's like, yeah, see, there's way more stuff over here. And all we can do is come in here and see, well, it wasn't an axe murder. It was actually a scissor suicide. But all we can find here is Deputy Dodd, who rammed his open mouth onto a pair of open scissors. Which, you know, the visual juxtaposition of that was pretty cool from the director of Dead Zone. Guy cramming his open mouth onto a pair of Open bladed scissors. That seems real freaky, man. Go, if you haven't seen The Dead Zone in a while, Christopher Walken was genius in that movie. Genius. But the scene where Deputy Dodd 86s himself with those scissors, man, it's real horrible. It doesn't even happen on camera, and yet it's still really, really gruesome. So we've been in here. Is there... Oh, what's... Can we turn all of these? So what the hell are we... I guess... Alright, this must be the thing that we overlooked then. Open. No, turn. Turn. There we go. So what the hell does this do then? We shut off the generator. Okay, I mean, what did that do though? So then we gotta go out here? What did that do? Didn't do anything. Oh, no, wait. It made the water go away. Aha! We closed the spillway. And also definitely caused some future problems for any single son of a bitch who's thinking about coming down over here. Because now there's no overflow valve or outlet mechanism for the water. So we basically just destroyed a hydroelectric dam. Fantastic. Paul Prospero, guys. He's the hero of this. Yep, he's the hero of this. Paul Prospero is doing he's doing good work. What with, you know, destroying hydroelectric dams and taking away the Vandergrift family's foundation of their fortune. Also, we can go across here now, but this didn't actually do anything for us. What does going across here do? Did this help us somehow? So yeah, we shut off some water, but now what? Like we still can't go anywhere. We can't get across this. This is all dead. This is all dead end. It did shut off the water, but what the hell is that supposed to do? Or did it shut off the water? Am I... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go turn it back on. I want to see specifically what this did. Turn this back on. Open that valve back up. Turn the generator back on. Is there water coming through here? No, there's still... It didn't do anything. Well, this is the one piece to the puzzle, so we're definitely going to shut this off, whatever the hell it did. Maybe it's powering something that we're... Okay, maybe it was powering something that we don't want to have power. So let's go back out this way and then look around and see, is anything different? So it was powering something. What was it powering? Oh, wait a minute. Can we walk across this now? Did the water get low enough that we can cross over? Maybe it did. Aha! Earlier we could not walk across that. So that's what that did. Okay. In addition to destroying a hydroelectric dam and probably murdering literally everybody who lives downstream when that son of a bitch collapses. But hey, that's not a Paul Prospero problem. I'm just going to blame it on that Carter kid. I mean, he murdered his whole family, or rather got his family to murder each other, or, you know what, there's no witnesses to that. We can make up whatever story we want. We could say Ethan killed his whole family. I mean, that's what the tabloids are definitely going to say. Ethan Carter, rogue child, murders family. Grandpa bludgeoning people. I mean, Grandpa's not going to live. Also, Grandpa and Ethan are the maximum last two people alive here. It's Ethan and Grandpa, they're it. Everyone else is dead. Unless they decide to introduce like a new character at the 11th hour. It'll be like, you know, Itchy and Scratchy when they brought in the dog. Oh, nope.
I could feel him. A pinprick of light in the darkness.
Uh-huh.
He would know me. He would know why I'd come.
Really? He's gonna know these things? Because I don't fucking know, Paul Prospero. Why did you come, by the way? You're world's greatest psychic detective, world's shittiest actual detective, but what the hell? Why are you here? Are you getting paid? What's your interest in this? What's your gig? Is somebody offering you money for services found? And if so, who? Was Ethan Carter going to pay you with his sweet hydroelectric dam money? Because you just ruined that. There's going to be no more hydroelectric dam monies, Paul Prospero. Whatever money still exists for the Van de Graaff family or Van de Griff or whoever the hell's up here running this hydroelectric dam, the settlements they're going to have to pay for all the people downstream from that hydroelectric dam that you just murdered, whatever fortune exists is going to get wiped out by the courts. There's no money. And so we found what appears to be the bucolic splendor of a gorgeous, absolutely stunning mountain lake. Man, the visuals in Ethan Carter definitely do not disappoint. Every time I think, man, the vistas are great. This beautiful. It can't get any better than this, possibly. This is as beautiful as it can get. The game just fucking floors me with something that is even more gorgeous. Just look at this. No fooling, that is straight up badass. Now, if they just had a protagonist who was equally as splendid, it'd just be one of the greatest games of all time. Or one of the greatest narrative games I've ever played. So, here's the house. This got burned down by our drunken grandfather, if I recall. He was like trying to protect the hooch from the G-men, and this place got burned down as a result. Sweet lion statues are still 100% intact. Are you an ostentatious landowner with too much wealth, prone to trying to display it visibly for the benefit of others? Consider sculpted lion statues outside the entrance to your estate. Nothing says ostentatious, conspicuous displays of wealth like an overgrown lion statue flanking the entrance to your place of residence. The only place where that's actually okay is at the New York Public Library. They can get away with lions because libraries are badass. Perfidious Pete, as always, says, support your local libraries. Go today, enrich yourself. Libraries are where it's at, man. They are allowed to have door lions. If your house has door lions, you're a pretentious asshole. If you're a library and you have door lions, well then, I mean, that's just you being paid to do. That's justice. You deserve those lions, library. You're a repository of knowledge and sharing and wisdom, all for free. Or rather, all supported by your tax dollars. The one thing you should never complain about your tax dollars being spent on. The advantages to be had for you and everyone at your local library, man. This message brought to you by the Library Council. The American Library Association of America did not endorse this endorsement. So I guess we gotta go to the burned out house. Alright. Well, on the plus side, we're gonna walk between the lions. That'll be fun. Welcome to a pretentious douchebag's house. Let's go in. It's still smoldering? So the fire was what, like yesterday? Why is it still smoldering? There was a newspaper article we read about this fire from forever ago. How the hell could the ruins possibly still be smoking? Has it not rained in the several dozen years since then? So this would be then something. Okay, go to the secret room. It's got the same symbols on it we saw earlier. Pete, how come you didn't touch the thing that said sense? Because clearly it's some kind of like puzzle and there's got to be a code or a note from Ethan or something around here that's going to tell us how to work. Never mind, I guess not. It's considered going to be a note from Ethan or something telling us how to decipher it, but fuck me, I guess. Again, we're just going in it blind. It's going to be like a game of Simon, maybe? Let's go play Simon. What'd you do on your weekend, Pete? Oh, you know, played Simon with an eldritch abomination, the many-mouthed mother of madness.
Then fight it. I have to destroy the room.
Corvus,
Who's talking?
I'm sorry. Ethan, I can't let you do that.
Oh. Okay, I'm looking for Corvus. Are we supposed to spell the word Corvus? Okay, so we got a C. That's a D. Well, that's got to be a V, because the only combination on that works. So then this needs to be an O. It's R. O. This will be C. And then S. C-O-R-V-U. Oh, that should be a U. There we go. Done. Open the door. Well, alright. Let's just open the door to the Elder Abominations then. I have unlocked the gateway to madness and evil. You know, I'm beginning to think this Ethan Carter kid is a pretty goddamn nefarious piece of shit. Only the world's greatest psychic detective, but the world's dumbest actual detective would be stupid enough to just do all of this shit blindly. There's a reason Ethan Carter chose Paul Prospero. He knew what he was getting into. He knew Prospero would be able to follow the clues because the ghost wouldn't let him fail. And he also knew that Paul Prospero would be goddamn dumb enough to just unleash the Elder Abominations onto the world at large. That's its grandpa. Didn't go through with the suicide part of the murder-suicide, huh? Grandpa just said, fuck it. Went for the murder. Oh, no, you're very clearly dead. Never mind. You went out Pompeii style, except unlike Pompeii, man, you didn't go out jerking it. Missed opportunity there, Grandpa. You could have gone out rubbing one out like Pompeii, man. Charred, yes. Watch as Paul Prospero furrows his little brow trying to figure out how this man died. Well, no more puzzle solving. This one just goes straight in and tells us exactly what we want to know. All right, where are the will-o'-the-wisps going? 1, 2, we got 3 wisps. 3 wisps. That went like 9.5 inches because they're lazy pieces of shit. All right. What do we got? So, Grandpa just set himself on fire, huh? All right, well, that's going to be probably 1. This then would be probably 2. And this then would be 3. And this is 4, because the game at this point isn't even trying anymore.
Ethan, I fought it off. It's okay.
Grandpa, get away from me.
Your grandmother, Gail, is protecting me from it.
Uh-huh.
Ethan, I can help you.
Hey, Grandpa, Grandma Gail's been dead for like 13 years, man. Get your crazy ass away from me. Come walking in with a bunch of cans of gasoline.
For the sleeper to wake up, someone has to suffer. Look. When I found that room,
beautiful.
I didn't
It's
wake him up.
only incredibly
He's trying to
horrible.
Wake up now. Vanderbilt kept his victims alive. He made them suffer. That's what the sleeper wants.
So it's a good thing that you murdered everyone, Ethan. It's a good thing that we all killed each other in a horrific display of orgiastic violence. Otherwise, the sleeper would be awake. Okay, I mean, you're really kind of overselling it with the squeezing part there, Ethan.
Grandpa, no!
It's time for me to suffer, Ethan. It's time for me to suffer.
Gail, it has to be this way. The sleeper must not wake. Burning the room won't matter, Ethan. The sleeper's inside us now.
Grandpa, get back!
We all have to die. Even you.
Wait, it wasn't a murder-suicide. It was a suicide-suicide. Ethan filled the room with gasoline and set himself on fire, and Grandpa just let himself burn to death. Well, I mean, alright, the game has given up, and clearly so has the Carter clan. They just don't give a single shit anymore. They just decide, fuck it, I'm just gonna lay down and die. If the sleeper wants to wake or not wake, you know what, honestly, I don't really care about his sleeping status anymore. His REM values don't matter, and also, why did this door just straight up open for me like magic? Shouldn't there be a charred corpse of an Ethan Carter somewhere in here? Burned corpse of a little boy? Lantern seems to be okay. This room actually is not burnt. So it was a murder. Is it a murder-suicide? I thought it was a murder-suicide. It was going to end in a murder-suicide, Ethan Carter, but it actually just ended in a straight-up murder. You set your grandfather on fire and just let him die. Now, granted, you did try to stop him from just letting himself die, and also he didn't take any extraordinary steps to extinguish the flames or anything. What are we supposed to be doing? Oh, Ethan's just fucking over here asleep. This is the worst ending ever.
Ethan,
You stopped it. It was horrible, but you stopped it.
Paul
I didn't stop it.
Prospero,
It's inside me, Paul.
Are you
Fucking his eyes are haunting!
It was late. Too late.
You're right. You were too late.
It's inside me now, Paul Prospero. Exactly as I planned.
Again. I knew this story, and it was Ethan's as much as it was mine.
It was entirely Ethan's, Paul. You're an idiot.
Not yet.
What? What are we supposed to do here? Oh, we're in, what the fuck is this? Bear traps, stoplight, whistle thing, corpse, cave, tunnel. I mean, we already did all these things. Why do you keep telling me? The bridge? The dam? The church? This place? Stories? Traps on skulls, yes, Space capsule, right? House of Portals, yep, did that already. The Witch Forest, yep, we were there. Ancient God, right? We awoke the slumbering abomination. We awoke the sturgeon god. What is this? Well, we did it, I guess. What the hell's going on?
Christ,
All that remains is for me to set myself on fire?
you missed dinner. Mom and Dad are pissed. They've been looking all over the place.
Also, they
Get
said
outta
you were
here,
out here
Travis.
trying to wake the
Leave him
sleeper
alone.
again. Would you just leave the sleeper alone? Guy's trying to sleep, man. How rude are you, kid?
Hey, Ma, he's in here.
So we were Ethan all along?
Honey, be careful with that lamp.
Dale, the hell's wrong with your kid? Painting on walls, writing his stories.
Oh, look, it's the whole cast. Everybody here's going to be dead in 5 minutes.
You missed dinner.
I'm sorry. I've been working on a story all day. How long have I been out
The
here?
Adventures of Paul Prospero, supernatural detective.
Oh, no wonder Paul Prospero was so one-dimensional and terrible. He was written by a child. All right, well, that makes more sense.
Pictures on walls. What the hell is that?
Chad, shut up.
You got yourself a faggot for a son, Dale.
Well, now that's pretty uncalled for. Just because he's not a great writer. I mean, the kid's like 9.
Fucking faggot.
Travis, stop it.
Whoop.
Shit. Shit.
So wait, the actual story is our mom was a klutz and everybody else died?
It's toxic. Oh, God. What do we do?
So Ethan didn't fall asleep. He died of smoke inhalation. This is the whole story, huh? Yep. Stupid kid scared his idiot family who burned down the house he was in, and he died of smoke inhalation. Ethan, get down by the floor. The air will be clear there. It's not... Oh, he did. Okay. I mean, it's not going to matter. You're still going to die. Wow, Paul Prospero's story was Ethan's final story and also his crowning achievement. His magnum opus was the story of Paul Prospero. Idiot. Paul Prospero, world's greatest psychic detective and simultaneously
I
world's
wrote about
shittiest
you,
active jewel detective.
But I don't know if I created you.
You made me real.
Well, I mean, for certain values of real, and that a
How
cardboard
did you
cutout of a
story about
character is actually also
I
real.
wrote stories about everyone.
I know you did. But my story's done. And it's a fine story.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to debate that last sentence there, Paul.
You can let go.
What happens then?
Another story, kid. What else?
Let's hope it's a slightly better story. Oh, that's why all the clocks were stopped at 7:04, because that's what time it was when Ethan succumbed to smoke inhalation. Got it. All right. Well, mystery solved. I don't want to say it's a dissatisfying ending. It just feels kind of like hackneyed Deus Ex Machina. I was expecting there to be something more relevant to all of this than the fact that it was just a story made up by a dying kid. Or rather, a kid who later went on to die. It's a visual triumph. Is it a triumph of storytelling? I don't know. And don't give me the whole, oh, it's okay, Pete, you just don't like tragedies. Just because the kid died doesn't mean the story was bad. I actually love tragedies. I prefer tragedy to comedy, actually. It's just, this was, like, senseless. There's no didactic lesson or anything in this. Tragedy should have a purpose. This is just pointless, senseless tragedy. That's not good storytelling. Oh, Grandpa was beating Travis out on fire. Well, I like that version better than the version where he bashed his grandson's head in with a pole. I see the Vandergraff estate has burned to the ground. Man, talk about a really good-looking final shot, though. This is like if, okay, though, given the ending to the story there, this is like if Transformers 4 at the end had like a drawback sweep after Optimus Prime has finally defeated the Decepticons for the 86 billionth time. It'd just be him off in a distance, like with a sword stabbed into the ground next to him, leaning on the pommel, with a look of triumph on his face, and then the camera just zoomed way out to a shot of pure bucolic splendor. It's just those two things don't go together. So that's it. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Mystery solved. Kid didn't vanish at all. He just died. There was actually no vanishing. Paul Prospero, psychic detective, world's greatest psychic detective and world's shittiest actual detective, was all a figment of his imagination. Alright. Well, you know, the astronauts, credit to where credit is due. It was an intriguing experience. I like the sort of laissez-faire motivation through the game. It's still, despite the laissez-faire kind of styling of it, the game still felt very linear. Which I don't know if necessarily that's a good thing or a bad thing, because it was a little frustrating at times to just wander around trying to figure out what to do. So maybe the linear experience is okay, but that's the thing, it doesn't need to be necessarily. Because if you think about this versus a game like Gone Home, the only thing, there's nothing linear about Gone Home. You're free to go to whatever part of the story and pick it up wherever you are. And it kind of makes the story a little bit better, because Gone Home isn't a story that really has a beginning or an end. It's just sort of little vignettes that all weave together to build. The vignettes weave together to sort of build a tale. I mean, they work together. Every piece adds to the composite. It's kind of like a collage of story. There's no specific overall design function. It's just the pieces go together, and when it's done, it makes something that's visually striking. This is a little less well organized in the fact that it was organized. The organization on Vanishing of Ethan Carter feels like maybe it took something away from it a little bit. The one thing you can't take away from it, however, the graphics in this game are amazing. I mean, this is a worthwhile experience because it's not a terrible game. It's just not a fantastic piece of storytelling. And for a narrative game, I mean, really, for me especially, because I'm finicky when it comes to story, literature degree, and whatnot, I'll beat you up on that for any type of, like, narrative discontinuity. That's my thing. I love deconstructive analysis. And so, for me, the story is always going to be the most important part. And honestly, for The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, the story sort of felt like the weakest overall part. Was that intentional because the story was supposed to be written by a kid? Maybe, I don't know. But the visuals alone make the game worth playing. The environments are just fantastically gorgeous. All things considered, good effort from the astronauts. And, I'm glad I spent some time with The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. And I'm glad you spent some time with me. If you want to see more of my particular brand of deconstructive analysis, which is pathetic at best, you might, drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot if you want to see more of this. I try to keep one narrative game going on the channel at all times, and something I'm really excited for, the story mode for The Long Dark, actually comes out as of the day this video drops. I believe it's tomorrow. So by the time this video goes live, it's actually a while from when I'm recording this, but by the time this video goes live, the story mode for The Long Dark should be coming out the next day, and I'm super excited to play that. I love The Long Dark. It's a fantastic game. Hinterland Studios. Can't support them enough. So that's probably going to be the next thing we see. If you want to check out The Long Dark, consider subscribing. Right now, however, I'm going to vanish like that Ethan Carter kid, which is to say, go die of smoke inhalation. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.